First thing I want to do is thank God for allowing you to tune in and listen. I'm your host, Vincent Spriggs II, and this is our 4th episode of the Game Changers Movement podcast. Listen, I'm excited about the guests. I know I always say that, but I'm excited. Here's the reason why. Because I'm thinking about my listeners, right? And there's somebody that's listening. There's an adult right now that's listening to this video that has a problem with being consistent. Or they may know of a kid that's not consistent. Like sometimes we start, we stop, we start, we stop, and there's no consistency, and so we don't get any traction. But for that adult listener that has a problem with doing something and sticking with it, like there's hope. And so I'm excited for you as a listener because my guest is gonna provide hope. And for my youth, sometimes, you know, as young men, young women, we just don't understand what route we're gonna take in life. And so we try to put our hands on everything, not realizing that we're missing out because we can't just focus in on one or two things maybe, but be consistent when we actually choose it. So, you know, for my youth, be encouraged as you listen to this podcast. I'm about to go into introducing my guests that are going to, you know, empower you and inspire you. And I'm going to start with this young man to my right. I'm going to start with this young man to my right. He handles his business on a football field, and he handles his business in the classroom. On the football field, he one of the smallest guys out there, but he has the biggest heart. He's smacking things out there. They call him he like a smacker. He's smacking things.
Do a little something.
Yeah. And this young man is in his senior year. I think he just scored he had a high score on the ASVAB test. So if he wants to go to the military, he's still trying to figure out what route he's going to take. But if he's going to, you know, go to the military, or it's just a lot of different ways that he can go. But I'm going to stop right there and just introduce Mr. Cameron Partee. Y'all welcome to Mr. Cameron Partee to the show. Go ahead and say something to him.
What's up with the Game Changers podcast? If y'all don't know, I am a member, but we ain't gonna speak on that. I am a member. I ain't got my shirt on today because it's a little dirty. I've been going to all the last shows, but my name is Cameron Partee. I skipped a grade in high school, so I don't think I'm just old, y'all. I'm you hear me? I'm just trying to stay. It's like I treat life like a game, but you can't treat it like an actual game. As when I say that, I treat life as like, say you playing this game, then never stop upgrading.
Hold on, young man. This young man is fired up and ready to go. Let me introduce my other guests before you start giving these life lessons and dropping these gems. I love it though. I know I picked the right person because you got a lot to say. We gonna get it out. Get it out. Cool. All right. So now this man to my left, my special adult guest, right? Me and him got some history because, you know, I've been doing Game Changers since 2015, and he's one of, you know, he's one of the coldest videographers in the city, one of the hottest in the city. And I had a vision a couple years ago. I wanted to like do some documentaries and stuff like that. And I came to him. I was like, man, I got this vision in my head. I'm about to do this event, but I want you to capture it like it's a documentary, right? And, you know, a lot of videographers would hit your head, you know. they ain't trying to work with you. They like documentary. They you know, but this guy he messed with me, and because of that, I rock with him forever. He's the man behind the scenes of the documentaries with the Game Changers movement, Mr. Larry, Avikingvisuals. Y'all go ahead and give it up for Larry. Go ahead and say something to him.
What's good, everybody? Shout out to V, Game Changer Podcast. We here, we live. Avikingvisuals in the building.
For sure. All right, so one of the things that's customary for Game Changers Movement podcast is I love to start. I'm a man of quotes. I love quotes. And the quote for the show today is not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives. It's what we do consistently? I'm gonna say that one more time. And Cameron, you're gonna be the first to go ahead and speak on that, okay?
Cool.
But it is not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives. It's what we do consistently. What does that mean to you, Cameron?
Once you read it, you gotta break it apart. It's not what we do once in a while that shapes our life. So meaning, it's not saying whatever you do that's good really don't matter. It matters, but like if you keep going, you will be at a different place than where everybody else is right now. So boom, and with the other part, but it's about what you. I mean, it's not what we do in a while. I mean, once in a while that shapes our lives. It's what we do consistently. Consistently. By that, we gonna mess up sometimes. Boom. The more you. That's not saying you ain't gonna like say you going every day doing whatever it is that's happening or doing good. You gonna mess up. You gonna stop. You gonna keep going. But it's about consistency, as in like you can't have that mindset that this first time I stop, then I'm just done, just like that. So boom, after you think like that, your life gonna veer more and more and more and more and more. Which way it go? Whether you stop, like whether you keep stopping and keep going. If you just keep going, no matter what, say boom, whatever you did. Once in a while, you did that. Okay, say if it was bad, boom, that's once in a while. Now, a year after that, you wait that whole year to start doing some good. Okay, boom. If you would have just did it consistently and you know it was gonna keep messing up, boom. Okay, it's gonna keep on messing up, but it's about how at the end you're gonna be at a better place than what you was at now.
Because of consistency.
Because of consistency.
Okay. What you got for him, Larry?
All right, so I got the perfect story for this one, right?
All right.
I'm a big Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant fan. So being consistent is very important. Like you hear Kobe used to talk about it all the time when he got in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Didn't nobody really like him because his work ethic. You know what I'm saying? It'll be nights. You know, they might have a basketball game, win, lose, or draw. The guys, they'll go out to party. Kobe in the gym, shooting another 1,000 shots. Then after that, he might do another 3-4 hour workout. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be consistent in everything you want to do if you want to get better. You can't be half-timing. You know what I'm saying? If you do anything half-time, you're going to get half-time results. So if you want something, you got to go hard or go home.
Man, that's real. And there's a lot of kids don't. I'm glad you used the terminology of basketball, like with MJ or Kobe.
Yeah.
Like because a lot of kids,
workaholics.
A lot of kids they get out there and they just because they can make a couple shots, they feel like they gonna make it to the league. But it's like nah, you got to put some work in. It's some behind the scene work that gotta go. Get invested, man. So coming back to you, Cameron. So what in life have you been? Do you find yourself being the most consistent in? Like when you just look back on your life. How old are you?
I'm 16.
Okay, so
about to be 17.
You only been on this earth for 16 years, about to be 17 years. But when you reflect on your life, what do you feel like you've been the most consistent with in your life?
I would say keeping my life good with God and knowing God.
Elaborate. You can't just drop us off right there.
Elaborate. So boom, what I mean by that, you can't never forget God, no matter where you go, how you go, what you feel, what you're going through, how good you're going through. You can't forget God. I say that's the most consistent thing because I know I only been here 16 years. I wasn't even taking care of myself at first, but like even then when I was younger, I used to go to church. I ain't know half of the stuff that was going on or was being said, but I was up there singing, dancing, all that, and doing it. What got me into like actually want to know. I don't want to make it to the age like 40 and not know nothing about the Bible. Like not even. I don't want to like imagine being that old. Like you've been on earth and you got people out here who know so much and they went head. Like imagine and I don't know about the Bible and this church is all around my like where I live and I don't know about it or at least try to learn about it. That's why I say that's the most consistent thing. That's why, like, even with education and all that, I might I mess up with that too. I treat that like the same way. I mess up with that too. Like with the Bible, I don't read that every day. I probably won't even read it in the whole week. But I make sure, like, when I go to church, I'm taking pictures of the verses. I'm reading the verses. I'm trying to get a better understanding of it, because I know the older I get, the more I'm gonna get into reading the Bible and actually like going by what is going on, and it's gonna hit me like. It's gonna hit me with all them big old words and the rest of it when I get older.
That's powerful. Like I'm a true believer in that. A lot of times, like when you look at adults and you see them doing their thing and they're flourishing and they're functioning in whatever lane it is that they're functioning in, I truly believe that when you zoom in and look back on their past, that they were always doing that to some degree. Like it's not like you can see the connection. You can see how it was always there, right? So like for you to say that the most consistent thing has been God or just acknowledging God, like that's a big thing, because no matter what you choose to do in life, like you know that you gotta have God, you know what I'm saying, with you. So like that's very powerful, and might be a little preacher.
No. But like I'm saying though, like with the consistency thing, of keeping my life in God, whether I like say boom, I'm walking, found $20. Thank you. I say thank you God. You ain't even gotta hold your hands up. Thank you God, amen. Just pray, thank you God, amen. The older you get, you gonna see how much your life avail just cause you with God. Now when I wasn't like, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I ain't thinking about it. Sometimes I think about it, and I notice like, dang. That's why I'm going bad right now. I ain't prayed in about 2 days and then I ain't even thought about God in 2 days, and my life going bad. I'm late for school. I forgot this at the house. Like it be simple things, like with anything, like boom, I ain't got enough money for this. But when I'm at least trying, taking like reading, like I said, reading them Bible verses they be at church, or actually opening the Bible, trying to read this one little page, trying to see if this gonna help me with something, it actually end up do sometimes, and I don't know how. It be like stuff I'm going through.
It's a scripture. It's a trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not unto your own understanding, acknowledge Him in all your ways, and He will direct your path. So, like, just going back, that scripture just connects with what we're talking about. Like, when you acknowledge God, like He gonna direct your path. You know what I'm saying? Larry.
Yeah.
What have you been the most consistent with in your life when you look back?
I would probably say this camera game. Content creating, filming, directing, photo shoots, anything that you could think to do with a camera, I probably done it. And also being consistent too. Like this will probably be this for all the fathers out there. I'm a consistent father. You know what I'm saying? In my son's life, every day, all the time, helping with homework, going to parks, ice cream, all it. You know what I'm saying? You can't be no part-time fathers out here. So I hope somebody heard that message.
Hey, that's played out. So if you a dad, you ain't taking care of your responsibilities, you're not handling your business at home with your son or your daughter, like that's whack.
Be consistent at that, man.
Be consistent.
Facts.
Be consistent. Man, so you said the camera game, and your children.
Yes.
You consistent with that?
Absolutely.
Man.
And I'm finna get consistent with this gym too. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get this little weight off. See, that takes dedication and consistency to get it done. Also discipline. Discipline is another one. So working on that.
Yeah, for sure. So Cameron, so what do you think? What do you think? During good times, bad times, because like a lot of times with consistency, one of the reasons I think a lot of people are not consistent in whatever it is that they set out to do is because of the external things that happen outside of what they're trying to do, be it good, bad. But what do you think it takes to be able to be consistent with what you're trying to do through good times and bad times?
Say that one more time for the audience.
All right, so for the audience, so when it comes to being consistent, right? You feel like God is telling you to do something, and you're clear. Like, what do you think it takes to be able to be consistent with what you're supposed to be doing through good times, bad times, anything that may pop up? How do you remain consistent? What do you think?
I'm trying to break it down into where the audience will understand, because I know that question is a little hard. But by that, like you say, boom. Me right now, I'm in high school. I'm finna graduate. I'm finna go to college, right? I don't know what I want to do in college, right? Mm-hmm. So boom. What if I go to college for something, but it's not what I want to do? I just want to get an experience out of college so I can know new things and say, boom, I want a clothing brand. If I go to college for business, or if I go to college for something else, I know in college you're going to learn something about that. You're going to learn something about a clothing brand in there. Boom. That's something I want to do, right? But you got to finish the college too. So boom, you trying to do that. Say you start there while in college, right? You start there while in college, but you still doing college work and all that you dealing with college. Say boom, you get an F on this college. You get an F on this or an F on that. So boom, it's messing you up in your clothing brand, because boom, you just had to pay this fine because your grades ain't been looking good in college.
So let me ask you this. So because you're a senior, right? Mm-hmm. So, and you have to be, I know that you're thinking about what route you're going to take. Mm-hmm. So my question to you is, what have you been looking at that you feel or believe you can be consistent in, or that you would even want to be consistent in, right? So you're going to finish out your high school year, and what route are you going to take, and what are you looking at like, man, I think I can do that, and I don't think it would feel like work. I feel like I can be consistent in it, and I can keep it going. Is there anything that you've been able to identify like that you can be consistent in?
See, right now, I would say it's like a thing where only thing I'm consistent in is getting, like, I'm growing in life. So boom, with that being said, I got, when I scored the 83 on the ASVAB, the dude, it was a recruiter from the Army came, right? Mm-hmm. He came and told me I gotta wait till I'm 17 because I'm graduating. I gotta wait till I'm 17 to actually start it. But this what it is. I would be going after I graduate. I would go to college and I would be going to this base every weekend for 1 month though. Only for 1 month. No, not out of 1 month. It'd be one weekend out of a whole month, right? Okay. Boom. 1 weekend out of a whole month. So boom. If I'm doing it, I can stay consistent on making sure my grades great. So when that time come, I ain't gotta worry about nothing else. But that's what it's gonna be stuff. It's gonna be like stuff with the grades that's going bad, and it's gonna be knocking me off that. And it might come to a point where I don't even want to go to school no more. You gotta make it to where like go to school, just go to school. Whether you ain't got no clean clothes, you ain't got no dirty clothes. I mean, you ain't got no clean clothes, you ain't got no new shoes. Go to school, keep going, cause right now, it's not about right now. It's about how you end it. So if you stay consistent in it, even though all that going on the outside, and everybody telling you what's right and what's like telling you different stuff from what you think about what you want to do. Yeah. If you stay consistent in it, by that time come, you're gonna be in a whole new place in life. So that's how I say I stay consistent. I'm not thinking about what I'm getting out of right now. I'm thinking about what I'm getting out of later on in life.
So you playing chess and you're not playing checkers. You got foresight. You're looking at what's coming down the road. Yes. Okay. And so right now, you kind of nailed down what it is that you want to do, or you still trying to figure that out? And if that's the case, that's fine. Like, I don't want you to get up here lying on my podcast.
I ain't lying. I did. Cause look, first it was truck driving, but then I found out I gotta wait till I'm at least 21. Okay. Boom. So it's like, you see how that stuff keep changing. That's my goal, and I'm staying consistent on. All right, I was finna start learning about it. I was gonna be consistent with learning about it until I found out. Okay, 21 years. If I would have just still stayed consistent and stopped thinking about what I was getting out of, cause I ain't want to wait 4 years, like an extra 4 years after I'm 18, just to do that. So like, if I didn't do that, and if I didn't start thinking about what I was getting right at 18 and started thinking about what I was getting at 21, it would have helped me in life. So boom, that's when I switched over to this. I didn't even know I was gonna school that much on the AVI. I didn't know nothing about. I'm not even in jail OTC. I didn't know nothing about all that until I scored the 82. I think it was 83 on there. Until I scored the 83 on there. Boom. The Army recruiter came, but that ain't even what I want to do. I heard there's a better way with the national. I think it's either the National Guard or one of them.
Okay.
But it's a better way of doing it. So if I stay consistent with it, even though like I ain't finna get nothing out of that right now, like at all right now, cause that's really my last option right now. Cause I'm good at football, but look, I ain't finna doubt myself or nothing of that. But I'm thinking about what I know. Like y'all see how I was thinking about with the first one when I was gonna do with the truck driving.
Yeah.
If I would have had to wait them 4 years, okay, boom, take it back to this. What I was on. If I take it back to this, with the Army, if I stay consistent with this, I noticed my last option. I didn't stay consistent with the truck driving because I know that was going to be 4 years. I don't like waiting, and this the last option for me right now. Now I'm finna wait. I'm finna have to actually wait. Boom. But if I wait long enough, it's going to come out right. So I ain't worried about what's going on right now and what I'm going to get out of it right now. I'm worried about what I'm going to get out in the end and who's going to be straight.
All right. Okay. So yeah, that's going to, as you continue to think on that, it's going to come together and you'll start to see the pieces align. But you want to continue to make sure that you're thinking about the future, not just the present. Yep. All right. So Larry, I want you to tell all our listeners, what is your brand and how can people find your brand? What you got?
All right. So my brand is videography, drone pilot, photographer.
I know you got a drone. You been holding it out on me. You ain't never brought no drone around me. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a drone pilot too. The brand is Avikingvisuals. It can be found online anywhere. It's all one word: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. You can find me on those. So if you need any video work done, anything like that, you know to come holler at your boy.
So how long have you been doing Avid visuals and just been in the media game?
I started like 2005. So I picked my first camera up 2005. I wasn't doing film then though. It was pretty much just photography.
So like, what's the inspiration behind what motivated you to even pick up a camera?
All right. So I'm gonna tell y'all this story, right? So I don't know if y'all heard of the group, the rap group G.A.M.E from back in the day, 50 Cent, Lower Banks, Tony Yayo, right?
I think I heard of them.
Young Buck. All right, so I was going to MTSU at the time, and you know, Young Buck is a Nashville native.
Okay.
Right? So just so happened, my best friend, which is DJ Don Juan, shout to Don Juan, he in LA right now, he was Young Buck's DJ.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we used to kick it all the time, every day, all the time. I was like, man, I need to start taking some pictures because I ain't got no pictures with none of these cats. Ain't nobody gonna believe I'm kicking it with these dudes, right?
Yeah.
Man, I went to Walgreens or something, got the little cheap little orange. Yeah, remember the little orange little Kodak, Polar, whatever that junk was, the Polaroid camera. Man, we backstage. I tell somebody to take a picture for me. You know, I'm dark skinned. Wasn't no flash on the joint. Bro, the picture came back. I couldn't even see me on there.
They like, that ain't you.
That ain't you, baby boy. Straight up. So, man, that very next week after that, I went to Atlanta. Well, first I got online, started looking for different cameras.
Okay.
I was like, man, I need to take this serious because I've been taking pictures all my life anyway. So I was like, I might well just go and get a camera. You know what I'm saying? So ended up finding a camera. I had to go to Atlanta. Met this guy in Lenox Mall. About the camera for like $800. And then it all started from there. So, yeah.
So, like, when you got the camera, was your crew like, yeah, we're going to make you the cameraman? Like, you instantly was the cameraman because you had a camera? Or?
Nah, they ain't have to. I was already there anyway, so they ain't have to tell me that. It was go be that.
Yeah.
One way or another, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just had a thing for cameras, man. I always liked electronics.
So, are you self-taught?
Yeah.
Like, you didn't go to school to?
Yeah, no school, nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know.
And this was, like, we talking, for my listeners, he's been in the game for how long?
Almost 20 years.
Almost 20 years. So this is before YouTube was like as big as it is now,
Yeah.
and you could just pretty much learn anything you want to learn on YouTube. Like,
Yeah,
so how did you?
This
how long was the
before
learning
then.
curve?
Man, boy, you better put them 10,000 hours in. I sure put mine in. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about me, like, I don't hold information either. Like, if somebody got a question about something, want to learn something, I'm going to tell them. I know when I was coming up, I was asking them questions. Wasn't nobody trying to help me like that. Except Joe Gotti. Shout out to Joe Gotti.
Joe got it.
Yeah.
He a videographer.
Yeah, he from Memphis. He ended up going to Atlanta. He was on one of the magazines, was the Black Enterprise? But yeah, he turned up real quick out there. But that's the only dude that was helping me back then.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got other mentors that really rock with me, like Hot Rod Films, shout out to him.
Mm-hmm.
L&B Films. We got a small little circle. It's a couple of them out there. They know who they are.
Yeah.
Yep. But
That's
man,
what's
pretty
up.
much I had to teach myself everything, like trial and error. It goes back to being consistent and the discipline. I could have easily gave up when I first turned that Adobe Premiere program on. I didn't know what that was. I'm like, I don't even know how to operate this junk. But
Yeah.
I had to get on there, man, hours out of hours and learn it. You know what I'm saying? And once I got it though. So again, like if you want to do something, you just got to get out there and do it. You can't make excuses about it. You just got to go out there and man, get it done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's commendable, and like a lot of people, like I feel like it sounds. So what I'm hearing is like that camera is connected with your purpose. Like
Yeah, the camera really changed my life. Cause I was out football everything at first. Then I went to college. Girls came, football was over. That's why we were so hard on y'all over there. You know what I'm saying? Like when y'all travel, the women go come. Just stay focused. I ain't stay focused. You know what I'm saying? So I had another out too though. That camera. You know what I'm saying? They got me in places I never thought I could get in.
Yeah, and you guys are tuned in to the Game Changers Movement podcast. Make sure you guys follow us on the YouTube channel, Game Changers Movement, for great content. Yeah, so like the gift makes room for you and opens up doors. That's one thing that I think a lot of our youth can learn from you. Like you have to be able to find a lot of times I feel like youth, and you could chime in with this too, but a lot of times youth, they just live day by day, and they're not really focusing in on what it is that they're good at, trying to hone in or something. Larry, you mentioned 10,000 hours, and I
Yes.
think they say if you want to be good at anything, you have to have at least 10,000 hours invested for you to be an expert.
To master it is 10,000 hours. But even with that, like in the field that I'm in, things are coming out new every day. So you still learning every day. So you getting more than 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours really just the minimum. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people ain't got that. But they call themselves professional cameramen, and they're not. Because when I'm out with you, I see you shooting on auto still. See, to me, that's not professional. You know what I'm saying? I don't know people who shoot on auto. But I can tell you done had that camera and you still shooting on auto, you ain't done your research on how to professionally shoot. Because any real shooter is going to shoot on manual. I ain't taking shots at nobody. I'm just saying, like, if you go be something, be great at it. Like, be the best you can be at it. You know what I'm saying? Automatic ain't going to always save you. Automatic ain't going to save you in a low light situation. I'm going to tell you that now. I ain't going to go into all the X's and O's, but for the ones that know, they know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got a camera. I bought a camera a couple years ago, and I was thinking I was gonna go ahead because I shoot a lot of video, a lot of content and stuff like that. So I'm like, I'm gonna do my own content, and I turned the camera on, and I was like, man, there's a lot to learn behind this thing. So I wasn't consistent with it, right? That's why I got.
I'll tell you, it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work.
It's about what you want to do.
Yeah.
And better hope that you can be consistent enough. Because the last thing that you could have did, that wasn't what you want to do, it would have got you to the same spot or even better. So you got to go and put your all into that. And that's going to teach you in life.
Life
Keep on
principles.
going. Keep on going.
For sure. Yeah. So what? So we're gonna segue into tell us what you see. Okay. And so when we get into this particular segment, it's all about talking that talk, and sometimes people don't see what it is that you see, but I want you to be able to share, 1 year, 2 year, 5 years down the road, what are you cooking up? What can we expect to see from you guys? And Cameron,
Let me go first.
I'm gonna go to you first. Like, what you see a year from now, two from, like, what do you expect out of Cameron Partee?
With me having goals, I expect out of my goals, I expect me to have. You said 5 years, right?
It could be 5 years. It could be years.
Okay.
Year to
I
5
expect
years.
to have graduated from college and got my bachelor's degree, right? What
Okay.
I want to do is go right back and go see. This why I don't know. If I wanted to, I can go for 2 years and get my bachelor's degree here, but it'll be like for something I want to. So for something I want to do, but like if I go to college for 2 years and go and get that, it'll be for something I want to do. Then I go right back for another, say 1 year to get my master's degree or however many years it take. After I do that, I can see myself. Boom, I'm gonna start. That's when I'm gonna start what I was saying with the clothing brand and all that. That ain't what I wanna do, but that's when I'm gonna start venturing into what I wanna do. I'm gonna get the money first. I'm gonna make all the money, find and know about what I wanna do. So after I know about what I wanna do,
Oh, you said the clothing brand? You said you want to do a clothing brand?
that ain't what I wanna do. I'm just using that as an example. I can't
Okay,
tell you.
Give me something real.
No, I can't tell you what I wanna do until it's done. Now I don't like talk about it. I say I know it's a thing saying you supposed to manifest, but like you can't manifest nothing if you ain't manifesting it through God. If you ain't manifesting it through God, you might manifest the wrong thing. So boom, with that being said, I can see myself right now. I can see myself 5 years later.
Yeah.
I can see myself just way better than I am now and doing what I want to do. All right, for little things, I say car, house, and I'm gonna put it like a good car and a good house for me. Okay, I'm gonna say it like that.
Okay.
I'm gonna start. Boom. I can see myself starting to build my credits and build. Well, not starting, but I can see myself being had high credits by then. I can say that for a big goal. High credits and me investing into stocks for something to the side. I can see myself big in credit and big in stocks by then.
It's I'm not sure the exact location, but in the word, it says something along the lines of write the vision and make it plain so that a herald can come after it and follow it, basically. Like, write the vision and make it plain.
So somebody can take the same steps, basically.
Yeah. So you can take the steps.
Mm-hmm.
So like, so I say there's nothing wrong with, like, write out. Just spend some time. This is for my listeners too. Like, especially my youth. Like sometimes just sit down away from the noise and write out what it is that you want to see. You know what I'm saying? And as you're writing it out, you'll be able to also come up with a game plan for how to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? God will show you that. Mm-hmm. But sometimes you gotta take some steps. And it's okay to write it down and make it plain.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then God gonna make it rain. Okay.
For real, cause he gonna make it rain. But the only way he gonna make it rain if you ride with him, he gonna know that he can use you. So by him using you, you gonna unveil in life way more. You gonna keep going up just cause he using you to help other folks. Mm-hmm. And by 5 years from now, you helping folks, they gonna look at you as a pastor, like they look at the pastor.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I hear you. I told you I see a little preacher in you.
Nah, I ain't a preacher. But I can just give y'all some knowledge. Y'all can work on that knowledge. Okay. I don't know everything though.
Okay. All right. Larry, what can we expect? What can we expect from you and your brand, and like what you've been working on? Because like you've been consistent, no doubt. You probably
Appreciate it. Appreciate you.
Yeah, you like people know the brand, people know the name, and they know that you're consistent. and you've been there for years. Like, I bet you got stuff that you sitting on that that people ain't even seen yet. But like,
Yes.
what you got? What you working on, man?
Speaking of that, I do have a lot of content that I haven't put out yet. I'm still working on that part of the branding side of that. But it's gonna be some of your favorite artists on there, like before you even knew who they were. Got a lot of that type of footage coming out. I'm working on 2 films right now I can't speak on.
Okay.
And a documentary that I can't speak on. But the person is very well known out of Memphis. So this one right here gonna knock your socks off too. But pretty much for the most part for me, man, what I wanna do, like, I just wanna travel and fly my drone, man. That's it. I'm a simple guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I done all the rap stuff, all that, and it's cool. But now I just wanna travel the world, man, so I can highlight God's most beautiful landscapes. Cause a lot of people don't get to travel like that. You know what I'm saying? I just wanna show them, like, the most beautiful places from the air. Cause it's different. A lot of people ain't even been on a plane. You know what I'm saying? So to see something that's awesome from the air, it's hard for me to explain, man. But hey, what you can do, you can go on Instagram and go to AVI King. What is it? Which one is that? I got so many pages. AVI King Productions. You can go on there. You can check out some of my drone work, and you will see what I'm talking about. Me talking about it, you ain't gonna do nothing for it. You got to go in there and look for yourself.
So when somebody go look, what is that gonna do for them?
Man, it's gonna inspire them. It's gonna inspire them. They're like, yo, I gotta start traveling more. Yo, where he get that shot at? Man, where was he when he did that?
I'm gonna tell my dad to go. And Dad, if you're listening, you go to that website, you look at it. I need you to get inspired and get on the airplane so you can come visit me in Memphis. That man is afraid to fly.
I love flying. I love flying, especially get them right credit cards. You be in that Centennial Lounge. You eat and drink free.
I'm telling you.
For sure.
Sure.
Man. Well, we are now getting into the part of the episode where wanna have you guys kind of speak to our listeners. Just you can give them some advice, especially our youth that are listening, in reference to like finding something that's connected with their purpose and being consistent with it. What would you say to them?
I would say, whatever you love to do it. You're gonna have people telling you not to do it. Well, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Don't ever listen to them.
Hold on.
Huh?
Hold on there.
Go ahead.
Listen, I just want to say this to y'all, for my viewers who watch. If you live for their acceptance or anything's acceptance, you'll die from their rejection. So with that being said, say, boom, you want to do this. I want to do football. I'm small. I get hurt every time I get hit. I can't keep doing it. Cause one game, it might be that one game. I'm still hurt and I'm still trying to play. Cause this me, I get hurt and don't even say nothing. I'm gonna try to act it off and play it off. But if I'm trying to do that bad, cause I want to play and make a good, like, win this game, I'm gonna end up getting hurt and too bad to where I can't play no more. I can't play no more football at all. So whatever you do, just put your all into it. But like, if you see that it's like, if you see think about it from 10 years later, or 5 years or a year later, or even if you're doing it for 3 years, them 3 years you doing it, it might not go right. In the next 2 years it might go wrong. In the next 5 more years it go wrong again. You can't keep doing it. You gotta switch it up, cause you dying from it. Basically, not dying, but like you're not availing to like what God wants you to be. God gonna want you to be. He wants you to have that. He believe in you. He wants you to have that and way more though. So
you definitely a little preacher.
Nah.
God, like, and that's the thing. So like in the beginning of the show, I asked you like, what are you most consistent about? And you said just like your relationship with God, and like you talking and it's just coming out of you. All right. I asked what you was most consistent about, and Larry started talking about the camera. All right. And his gift with the camera has made room for him, has opened up doors and opportunities, and will continue to do so. You know, and so for my listeners, like, just be encouraged, and pay attention to the things that you do naturally, the things that God put in your heart. Don't ignore what God put inside of you, because a lot of times, the things that God put inside of you is what He's expecting to come out of you, right? It's already in you. So just make sure that you don't ignore the signs when you look back and you see that, man, I always was taking pictures. So let me pick the camera up, and now, bam, you've been doing that all your life for the last 20 years.
Yep.
Just opening up doors, you know. And then Cam, like, I know you say you don't know everything inside the Bible, nor does anybody know everything inside the Bible, but you know, just your walk with God, and I hear you like to encourage people, and you you know, that's what you've been doing. Like God can use that.
God, I'm telling y'all, just get your life right with God, but keep on, make sure you don't forget Him. I'm encouraging y'all, but listen, God He just making me do this so y'all can get right with Him, so He can help you. It's a lot of folks that need to be saved out there, and it's only you keeping yourself away from a lot of things and a lot of stuff that you want and more.
All right. Don't hold yourself back. All right. So, man, this is the 4th episode of Game Changers. Game Changers. When we don't like the game, we change it. You know, I've been doing Game Changers movement since 2015. Game Changers is we empower kids through mentorship, leadership development, and the game of chess. And this is not just a podcast, but this is an actual movement. The organization is not just an organization, it's an actual movement. We're looking to change lives through mentorship. And so that's why on this podcast, you will always see an adult and a young man or a young lady as we change the game. So game changes. When we don't like the game, we change it.
KJ let the beat knock.